So I woke up this morning with this feeling of a new level of fertility and a convergence of the soul pieces in myself and in the earth that yield a convergence that births a higher timeline of love, of unity, of coherence, of effectiveness, effective and right use of human life force. So that human life force is outpouring in a much more effective way to bring forth the birth of unity consciousness on the planet. And as I've been told over and over again, I have no shortage of ideas. But there is a highest right action in every moment. And sometimes that can be something very simple. To align with the effortless prosperity of these shining threads, right? If our hands are weaving this new world, then we want to be gathering, reaching for the threads that have the most coherence and the most light within these threads. And threads of coherence are woven through flow. We can know the threads that are part of the shining organic return of our true Divine Mother and our true Divine Father, because when we touch these threads, we feel a rightness in the moment. Like this is a creation that is ripe, a low-hanging fruit that is easy to touch, that falls into the hand with ease and grace. And so how do we become a living conduit for this organic outpressing, which follows the laws of the organic unity logos of the blossoming heart of this earth? And so, as a steward of this blossoming heart, it is our job, perhaps more than anything else, our job is to listen, to feel, to breathe, and to love what is. For if we can love ourselves right where we are, we begin this fertile delivery of self-love unto the self in the moment. And as we do this, we begin to become the sweet spot of the gathering place of love. We nourish in the food of love. And the more love that gathers within us, the more we have access to our highest timeline and our highest service to the birth of the new earth. So as this blossoming ground of love finding itself and beginning to stroke its own field with its own love, we grow the radiance that becomes an ever more accurate representation of the emanating dream of the mind of God. That is the highest probability for unity consciousness to blossom upon this earth. Remembering the 5D organic earth of planet Tara and her sister planet Tiamat. Remembering the architecture that allows for the prolific circulation of joy. And each one of us is an instrument in this great symphony, this great harmonious collaborating field of the greatest coherence, the greatest unity consciousness. And it is not a random organization. It is a very specific soul group aligned, blossoming field where each soul group is a different organ in the awakening body of the earth. And each soul within each soul group has a certain contribution that, when brought together with the others in that core soul group, bring their organ into its heroic probability. And as all the organs, the glands in the body of this planet Earth come alive through the convergence, first of the core soul groups, and then those greater wholes of the core soul groups combining and connecting to the other organs in the body in the perfect way, in the perfect time, that begin an emergent property of the actual essence of unity consciousness. And whether this is facilitated by a great event like a solar flash, or whether this is just a steady unfolding of critical mass love and coherence, by all of us uniting with our I am presences. For each one of our I am presences can bring our individual identities up into their heroic probabilities as threads in this woven tapestry of unity. I know my piece is about music. It's about participating in weaving songs of love and empowerment that shines so bright that as we come together and sing these songs, these words, with our hearts alive and radiant into the field of the Mother Earth and into our own hearts, we become a self-feeding, resonant community of song that begins to allow for the birth of a greater coherence much more quickly. So we're weaving the threads in love's tapestry through song and connection with one another, with the earth, and with our own hearts, becoming this resonant feedback loop of superconductive love and beauty that begins to lift us into a higher atmosphere of oneness. As we sing the earth awake with our love, with our joy, we are growing this feedback field of the crystalline heart of the earth. So these were the ideas flowing out of my heart and my mind, ideas that are connected with this fertile weaving, nourishing in the food of love, and then becoming an ambassador of the highest instruction sets that call all the pieces of each precious soul into the clarity of knowing its space in the weave. For as we let ourselves be reached by love, we are shown our highest place in the weave of unity, consciousness. And my mind is impatient to make it happen now. But there is only one right action in every now moment. And sometimes it is just to stop and breathe. Breathe in the love. Breathe in the light. Breathe in the ease. Breathe in the flow. And feel. And feel, where is that beauty right now? Where is that next action of the greatest fertility that allows love to know itself as love in your sphere of influence at the greatest level right now? As I tune in, I find mine is to open to making love with my husband and open to singing with children. Simple songs of love and joy with preschool children. That's the easiest place to find a roadway in, because I've done it before with preschool children. Pretty much age 4. You have to get the age 4 kids. And then perhaps to go into private schools and just approach the principals in the private schools and the music teacher in the private school and see if they are open to having me come in and sing some of my songs with the children. To make a keepsake video, song video. But again, it has to be very simple and very available, because the minute you come into the strategizing of how you're going to make it happen, it drops the frequency of that pure strand of love. So you have to find the lowest hanging fruit that is the easiest emanation. And from there, you ask. You look for the opening. You ask to plant that seed in the flower garden. And you persevere in asking, in calling forth that which feels effortless and sweet. And see where the doors are open and are ready to open wider, and put our foot through that door. And as all of us proceed in this way, we become the weavers of the most shiny threads of love and abundance and flow, as the doors are shown to us in the moment. One action, one possibility in every shining moment. And so we are the stewards of the blossoming heart. We are the stewards who listen. To align with the highest unfoldment of effortless prosperity in the blossoming heart of the unity blueprint.